And we are back with the fifth segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this fifth segment, I just wanted to do this segment for fun. I'm looking at Austin Reaves and his interesting all-time starting five, according to this headline. And we talked about Austin Reaves in the fifth segment last time, so I'm like, hey, why not talk about Austin Reaves in this segment? So Austin, he's a little bit of a fan favorite for the Lakers and a lot of Lakers fans. I don't know what it is about him. His game isn't really all that impressive. I mean, like, he's not an all-star caliber player. A lot of Lakers fans think he is for some reason, and I don't know why. And this was sort of like the same impression that Alex Caruso had on the Lakers. Like, everybody just loved the guy because he was so athletic and he can dunk. And this might be the same reason why a lot of people like Austin Reaves. But aside from that, Austin Reaves, he did reveal his all-time starting lineup, and obviously, playing for legends like LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, and Anthony Davis recently, he shared his all-time starting five, which features some of these incredible players, and I'm just going to go ahead and look at the starting five because I'm rather interested in exactly what his starting five would be. So Austin Reaves' first choice for his all-time starting five is Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Shaquille O'Neal. He said, in a quote, Steph, MJ, Kobe, Bron, Shaq, but if I'm running a team, I'm going Steph, Kobe, KD, Bron, and Shaq. This team has great shooting, scoring, talent, leadership, and strength, making them strong on offense and defense. So, interestingly enough, he had two answers for his all-time teams. Like, if he were to make a team, like, he would want Michael Jordan and Kobe and LeBron, Shaq, and Steph. But if he was managing a team, if he was running the team, he would want Kevin Durant in the spot as opposed to having Michael Jordan, which is a little bit interesting. And I know a lot of Michael Jordan fans are going to be like, oh my God, what's Austin Reaves thinking? What on earth is that? What in the world? Oh my God, what? A starting lineup without Michael Jordan? An all-time starting lineup without Michael Jordan? What are you thinking? All that stuff, Personally, that wouldn't be my all-time starting lineup, but I do understand why he had to pick between Kobe and MJ. And the big reason, and I'm going to say this, so all of you MJ fans, get ready. But Kobe's game is more adaptive to the current way that basketball is being run and the current way that basketball is being played than Michael Jordan's. Kobe takes more three-pointers. Kobe was more, could break down defenders a lot easier. The defenders were much more competent when Kobe was playing, so he already has a much bigger repertoire of moves than Michael Jordan. And not to mention, the clash between Jordan and Kobe would be devastating. It would almost be like team destructive almost. Not to mention already having Shaq on the team. I mean, having Kobe and MJ constantly butting heads against each other at who should take the last shot and who would do this, who would do that, who would do that. Not to mention LeBron already being on the team as well. That would raise a lot of problems. So making sure to not have that problem and having Kevin Durant on the roster and LeBron James, all of which are players that played with Kobe before, because Kevin Durant, Bron were both on the Olympic team when Kobe was on there, not to mention Shaq winning 3 championships with Kobe. And then there's Curry in there because, Curry's the best shooter ever, so it's like you need him to run around on screens and shoot the 3-ball whenever you need him to. I think this lineup, it makes total sense. It does have the defense aside from Steph at the point guard, which is why I wouldn't put Steph in the lineup at all. If you're asking me what my starting lineup would be, I'd put LeBron at that 1. Yes, I am putting LeBron at the point guard. Deal with it. So LeBron would be at the 1. I could argue Kobe being at the 2. And I'd argue Kawhi Leonard being at the 3 because when Kawhi Leonard is in his prime, we're talking all time. When Kawhi Leonard is in his prime and when he's playing and when he's in the postseason, he is one of the best players in the entire NBA. And literally 2018, Kawhi Leonard on that roster, I'm taking him. And Kevin Durant as well. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Durant, but I can't deny the fact that he is tall, he is disruptive, he makes life difficult for defenders. And chances are, if you've got to worry about Kobe and Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, I wonder who's going to be guarding Kevin Durant. And it's between Shaq at the 5 and Tim Duncan at the 5. It's really one of those two because I think Tim Duncan is a very, very, very underrated player. And, like, obviously he's the best power forward, but as the center, I think he's rather underrated because he can really play that center and also provide enough spacing and be rather versatile as opposed to Shaquille O'Neal. Not to mention, there probably wouldn't be any sort of banter between Shaq and Kobe. It depends on, like, you know, whether or not what kind of state of mind that they'd be in, because we know that the reason why Kobe kicked Shaq off of the Lakers was mainly because Kobe wanted to be the alpha on the team. If Kobe doesn't have that mentality and has that same winning mentality that he had in the Olympics, then the Shaq and Kobe combination would totally work. And I'm sure Kobe is bitter about the fact that he didn't win multiple or more championships with Shaq. But aside from that, the article continues saying, Austin Reaves swaps Michael Jordan for Kevin Durant in his second lineup, reflecting a style of basketball he's more familiar with. This choice shows his preference for players he has played against and admired, giving his all-time team a modern feel. Reaves also stressed the importance of honoring past legends, stating, "All the old heads, just relax, bro, just relax. No disrespect, I can't put something that I literally have no knowledge about. At least I know about Jordan. Magic." That's what he said in the quote. So Reaves started his picks with Steph, who is known to be the best shooter with 4 championships. We all know his resume. And the next pick was MJ. We all know MJ's resume as well. Next pick is Kobe. We know Kobe's resume as well with his 5 championships, his 2 finals MVPs. And, you know, playing similarly to Jordan, and some would even argue was better than Michael Jordan. Again, that's a completely different argument. Then he picked LeBron for obvious reasons, the greatest basketball player in the history of basketball. The jersey is up on my wall for a reason. He is the GOAT, no questions about it. And then finally Shaq, who is arguably the most dominant big man in the entire league. All of these players, they have impressive resumes and they have impressive records. And they all make very good choices. Reaves' all-time starting 5 combines old-school legends with today's stars, showing his respect for the game and players who have made an impact on the game, like, you know, Shaq and Michael Jordan. So that's really all that I have to say about Austin Reaves and his starting lineup. Let me know in the comments, do you think his starting lineup is crazy? Do you think it's ridiculous? Do you think it's like, oh, why is Kevin Durant in the starting lineup instead of Michael Jordan? Oh my goodness. Like, let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. But that's all that I have for today on this segment. Thank you so much for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so remember to subscribe to the show, leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. As usual, please remember to use the link displayed below the ticker on every single show segment. That's GSMCpodcast.net. And if you don't want to use the link, that's totally fine. You could also use Super Chat. Just click on the $sign below the chat box. Send in your comments and or donations that way. Either or really helps the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Nelson. Be sure to tune into the WNBA games that are going to be going on. They start at 7:30 on ESPN. There's 2 games happening tonight. Caitlin Clark's going to be playing at 7:30 for those of you guys interested. So be sure to stay tuned to those games. And as always, take care.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't want